Hey guys, before we get started, I had a late addition to my calendar. If you're in Spokane, Washington, I'm going to be there this Thursday night. That's Spokane, Washington, this Thursday night, January 30th. JaredFreid.com for tickets. Get involved. Come on out. Bring the group chat. Hello and welcome to the JTrain podcast. This is JTrain, Jared Freid, coming to you live from Koreatown, New York City. It's a Tuesday, people. Keep sending those emails to the show. We take your emails, we answer your questions every Tuesday and Friday. You send them in, we try to help you out. Feel it on your toes, feel it on your knees. And I gotta tell you, if you're out there and you have access to Instagram, I don't know if any of you use the app Instagram, you might make your Instagram story. Tag a bitch, hashtag tag a bitch. Feather my nuts. It feels so good. I'm very excited about today's guest. New to the JTrain podcast, okay? That's a new guest alert.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. A new guest.
You know her from her fantastic podcast and Instagram, an empire.
Thank you. I hope so.
Jackie Oshry, thank you for coming on.
Ooh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We're pumped to have you. This has been a long time coming. We've been trying to make this happen.
It has been. You've been on our show twice now.
Yes.
And now it's time to return the favor.
Absolutely.
Except I don't know who's doing who a favor when you go on someone else's podcast.
I think it's like a mutual favor society. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I always want guests. Sometimes we do a lone episode. I always like, ping-ponging with someone. I think it makes it better. So you coming here is doing me a huge favor.
Well, I'm happy to
This
do
is
it. Happy to be on your turf.
And if you don't know Jackie, she's fantastic, hilarious. Her podcast is every day.
Every day, every weekday.
And you do it with your sister, Claudia.
She's hilarious.
Both you hilarious. And it's called The Morning Toast.
Yes.
And I love the show. I've done it. I enjoy coming on. You guys are basically like doing what I like about your show is it's you guys are heading into new terrain. It's this is the new version of the morning show.
Exactly. It's the millennial morning show. That's what we call it because we are live on YouTube. So we're audio and video, and then we're available as a podcast. We're talking about the news that you care about or you like to not care about, celebrity stuff, entertainment news, reality TV.
Like it's like Regis and Kathy Lee for 2020.
We hope so.
Yeah. So I love it. The Morning Toast. And you can go follow Jackie on Instagram if you don't already. At Jackie O Problems. Go follow. Go get involved. And you have something going on. I actually want to ask you about this because I gotta say, you and your family, you guys are always a little bit ahead, I feel like.
Oh, thank you. I mean, we try, but that's so nice to hear.
But you guys are you're very much I keep an eye on stuff. I'm aware of the terrain of the internet stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
You guys are very, good to one another. You're very much a family.
It's a big ecosystem of pumping each other up.
Yeah, I every now and again I'll watch the Kardashians with my girlfriend. We watch the Kardashians and we're sitting there. And I'm like, say what you want about the Kardashians, whatever you like. People, it's easy to be like, fuck those people.
Yeah,
it's very. But then you look at it, you're like, no, they all seem to really care about each other. and back each other up, and they have real family squabbles.
Totally. And real family values, though. And I think even when the show, when it's at its highs and lows, and I love the Kardashians, I think what ultimately makes people love them is the fact that they're a family just like yours.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how big her kitchen is.
Right, exactly.
You know? So I think that you guys have a lot of that going too. Like when I see your world, there's an ecosystem here that you guys all care about each other. And you are ahead. There's a thing you're doing right now called Jackie O Flow.
Yes.
I want to know what this is because I've heard it's an Instagram preset.
Yes. So it's presets for your photos. I actually started using presets probably a little over a year ago. I was just trying to make my Instagram flow just more poppin'. You know, I became obsessed with the way that it looked.
Well, this is so interesting to me because as someone very guy of me, I care. I want all my stuff to look good, but I'm too lazy to even make it happen.
Yeah, no, for a while I was just like, I had heard about Lightroom and presets, but I was like, that seems too, techie for me. I don't know how I would learn to do that. It was actually the Toasters, fans of our show, who kind of taught me how to use presets. So I was figuring out how presets worked.
What is a preset?
A preset is a presetting for your photo that basically, it's not a filter because a filter covers a photo with the filter, but a preset will change the settings of the photo. So I compare it a filter is kind of like a Band-Aid for a photo, but a preset's like surgery.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're really you can change a lot. I can show you some great work that I've done.
Please, yeah.
But anyways, I was getting into presets, and a lot of bloggers have presets, and now kind of everyone has presets, but the vibe of Instagram presets is very orange and brown, and it kind of tones down all the colors of photos. I'm sure you've seen a lot of bloggers.
Bright.
Mine, so then eventually I started making my own presets because I wanted my pictures to be brighter, not duller.
Yeah.
That's just my vibe and my personality. So I was making my own presets on my phone for 6 months just for each photo that I was editing. And so many people asked me if I would sell my presets. So that's Jackie O Flow.
I love it.
My presets are available.
Because it's something I never would have thought of, but then when you look at your Instagram, it is brighter. It is more colorful. That's not. You can go look at it right now and you'd be like, yeah, this doesn't look like mine, where mine looks like it has duty stains all over it. Mine's I'm here's me on stage, and it's well, what happened to you? You know, but yours is.
It's super bright, and I feel with everything that I do, it's if I wouldn't use it, I wouldn't put it out there.
Of course.
So with presets, it's these are the presets that I use for my photos. If you want your feed to look like mine, here you go.
Here you go.
I'm not ever going to sell presets that I don't use or that aren't my vibe. And there are enough presets out there that give you that Instagram cool filters and cooler tones and desaturated. And it's really cool, but it was just didn't reflect my personality.
If you like what I'm doing, here's where you can get it.
JackieOFlow.com.
JackieOFlow.com. So I'm pumped to have you here. We're going to do some emails at Jackie O Problems. Go follow, go get involved. The Morning Toast every single day.
Every single weekday, we are there with you during just the struggle, the grind of work, really. We just want to be something a bright spot in your day.
Yeah, you have the YouTube on in the background while you're sitting on your computer, hammering stuff down. What did you guys talk about today? Anything special?
Ooh, we talked about a ton of stuff today. The Bachelor, Vanderpump Rules. We talked about Pink a little bit. Love her.
What is your feeling on The Bachelor? Because I'm a huge fan of The Bachelor. I love
your stories and your content, by the way. And this season, I'm pretty much enjoying the season. This past week's episode was pretty dull and lame. I think he has a really good...
This is coming out next Tuesday, so we're not talking about...
Oh, we're not talking about the Chase Rice drama.
I mean, that looked I gotta say, I don't watch when they do next week's. I kind of watch it with a grain of salt. I'm never really that excited. When I saw that no-name band guy has banged one of the contestants on the show, and then they showed him looking at her, I was like, this is the best moment in Bachelorette. You did it. This is the dream.
Uncharted territory.
Yeah.
We actually spoke to him on the CMA red carpet, and we had read a spoiler that was happening.
I always say that it's a no-namer. I'm sure someone's a fan of him.
If you're a fan of country music, you know who he is. But if you're not a fan, you might.
I had no idea. I'm just this is hilarious. The guy that I made fun of in many different iterations of the no-name band is oh, is that her? What? Yeah,
no, it's crazy. But he came on and told us basically that he was there to promote his music like any other person, and he had no clue that this was happening. No clue. And he was pissed.
He was pissed.
Yeah. Because he's there to promote his songs, and now he's he didn't sign up for The Bachelor.
Yeah, and now he's a storyline.
A contestant, yeah.
You want to be, I like their music. Let me look them up on iTunes.
Right.
Not, oh my God, let me look him up on Google to see what this guy looks like and how they met.
Go find old pictures of them.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Like I actually tweeted out, I was like, if you're not excited for Bachelor contestant banged country music star that happens to be on the show, then I don't know if you feel.
Yeah. No. That's as good as it gets for like us Bachelor watchers.
Absolutely. And we're talking about this in the we don't even know what's gonna happen. We haven't even seen the episode.
Is it gonna be a deal breaker? Is she gonna run off with him? Does it bring her and Peter closer? How serious was their relationship? There's so much. I'm so excited.
I'm gonna assume she doesn't run away with him.
With Chase Rice? I don't know. He's pretty cute.
He may be cute, but I'm saying he's country music guy and she's girl on the Bachelor. He's probably like, oh, I thought I got rid of her. I thought this was like the easy way out. Like, oh yeah, I can't do drinks this week. Oh, you're going on the Bachelor? I guess we never, good luck.
It's not going to work out. But I feel as though under any other circumstances, that contestant wouldn't have gotten a one-on-one date.
Oh,
she's not
you think the producers were like clued in and yeah. Well, she is best known right now. And I know the episode has come out, so she'll be best known for Chase Rice at this point.
Right.
But we're taping ahead of this. To me, she's best known as Victoria Wet Pussy F.
I was going to say the same thing.
Like, that's all.
Victoria, I'm shy, but I have a wet pussy F.
I mean, and I wouldn't normally just jump out and say wet pussy, but she has given us all the... I have to thank her for the ability to say wet pussy without feeling uncomfortable because she brought us here.
It was obscene and then goes on the next week to talk about how shy she is.
It's like, are you kidding me? And then gets into lingerie and is like doing Sasha Fierce down the runway. Like,
right.
Yeah, I love this show, I gotta say. So go check out the Morning Toast. Jackie O Problems on Instagram. Jackie O Flow is the presets. I think I need to get into these. I think maybe... You
know what? You could start with like just sending me some pictures that you were about to post and I'll just make them a little more premium and then you'll be like, and then you'll get it.
I'm gonna do this. Let's do that for one of my pictures and I'll tag you so that everyone sees the difference. There we go. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Ex-casuals. Okay. Hey, Jared, longtime listener, constant Instagram featherer here. Thank you for getting me through my first year in a new state. I started dating this guy for about 4 months ago, and things have been great. After we spent New Year's in a town in between our city and my hometown, he went with me to meet my best friends and parents for the first time. Quick? Yes, but it felt like a good time and it went well. Anyways, bringing up my past hookups became a big conversation between my best friends and I. In college, I hooked up with 2 guys in my friend group for long periods of time. One of the guys I hooked up with for on and off 2 years, and he's my best friend's brother. Okay? Mm-hmm. On and off 2 years, best friend's brother. And the other guy was a 6-month fling last fall, and he's the same best friend's fiance's brother.
Shit, okay.
Best friend's brother, best friend's fiance's brother. Okay, 2 casual hookups. So if this new guy and I work out, now this is the new guy. If we work out, he'll eventually have to watch me walk down the aisle with one of these men. LOL. I walk down the aisle so soon, but
like as in she is like at her friend's wedding, right?
Oh.
Like they'll both be in the wedding party and they'll walk down together and
You're right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I thought like they'll have to walk down the aisle. Oh, so my new guy will have to watch me walk down the aisle with the guy I hooked up with because I'm at my friend's wedding.
Because they're so close. Yeah.
Yeah. While I might have had a crush on them, nothing ever came of these relationships other than a slew of drunk hookups that lasted too long. We're completely normal now, and I hardly even think about the fact that we used to hook up. Might sound weird, but it's the truth. I don't think that's weird. However, my friends tell me it's wrong to keep this for my current boyfriend, as he'll have to see them and talk to them every time we ever come to town. They say I should be able to share anything with the person I'm dating. To me, it's not a big deal, and I think that it only creates a bad image in his mind whenever I mention any of my hometown friends. Am I a bad girlfriend if I don't tell him I've hooked up with the people he has to interact with every now and then? If I did tell him, how would I even go about that? Jackie, what do you think?
Interesting. I feel like this is a situation where it's easier said than done, because I would just say be honest, find a way to bring it up very casually and let him know. Because it is weird. If you're in a serious relationship, it is weird to be in the same room with 2 people that you've been semi-serious with.
Of course.
You know? And it does sound like it was more than just a hookup. Like 6 months is a long time. 2 years is a longer time.
2 years to me is the one that it's interesting. I'm with you because I think it's what makes this hardest is the vagueness with which we treat our relationships.
Yes.
Like the 2 years thing, that's basically a boyfriend.
Totally.
You know, like but because they never labeled it and because it was just hookups and because it went, she doesn't feel the right to be like, well, that's a guy I really dated.
Yeah.
You know, so like now it's weirder for her to bring up to her guy because she's like, oh, that guy we were just fucking. And it's like now that's like even like mean to her new guy's feelings. Like, oh, that's a guy you just fuck. And, you know, like, you know what I mean? It makes it sound worse.
And then it's like, then do you have to tell him everyone you've ever fucked?
Yeah.
So there has to be a word in between, like we were just hooking up versus we were dating.
I was seeing that guy.
Yeah,
I think like
we had a thing.
Yeah. I
think you tell him because also I feel as though if they spend a lot of time together, he might find out otherwise. And then it's like, you were keeping this from me.
Yeah,
do you still have feelings for him?
Absolutely. You don't want it to come from someone else.
Yeah.
And that's the worst case scenario.
It sounds like it's something that could come because these people are very much a part of her life.
Yeah. And let me just say another thing. These two guys, the 6-monther and the 2-year, you're not going to hang out with them as much as you think you might.
Yeah.
At this point in your life, you're young. You're with your friends a lot more. If you and this guy get serious, those people kind of shed away. And you're going to be doing stuff with your boyfriend who may become something more and become something more than that. And at that point, you're not going, yeah, we're all going out. All 30 of us are going out.
Right,
like that doesn't happen as much.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I understand she's like, this is much less of a problem than maybe she's giving it credit for.
Yeah. But I do think it's weird if he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And then it's not weird unless he finds out some other way. And then it's weirder that she didn't tell him. So I think she should, I mean, most couples do have conversations about exes at some point.
So you're married.
Yes, I am married.
You're married. So has anything similar happened to you? Do you have people in your life that you've come across that you're like, well, that guy is a guy that we had a thing?
Yes. So I feel like now we've been together for a total of 4 years. In the beginning of our relationship, when we did still used to do those things and go out with my college friends and here and there, like if there was ever someone that I had something, not serious, but like hooked up with for more than like 2 months or even more than once, I think I would tell my boyfriend at the time, not like there on the spot.
Sure.
But also those conversations would come up. We talked about each other's exes. So I would say, oh, in college, like I was hooking up with this guy from a year. You actually know him. He's so-and-so's friend.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I think hearing that the way you just said it is helpful to this person.
Yeah. I'll be like, remember that? And it's not like when we were together all at a party or something, we were spending so much time together. I'll be like, he was my friend's boyfriend's friend.
Yeah, we had a thing.
Yeah.
And even to be vague like that, to say we had a thing, that's enough.
That's enough.
You know, you don't have to go into, well, you know, he had one ball, the right ball was bigger than the left ball. Like I know these conversations don't feel classy, but there's classy ways to do it.
Yeah, and everyone like does know their ex's dating, the person they're dating's dating history. So that's when you slide it in.
I think the going rule, if you're going to make a rule, I don't like rules, but the going, like for me personally, if someone comes up that I've hooked up with, when they come up, I go, and we have kind of a history. Like,
you say it's just like there.
I'll just, like if that person comes up, like, oh, how do you know this person? Well, we kind of dated, but then it, fizzled out, and now we're just like friendly in a professional sense, or in every now and again, whenever I see them, it's like nice or whatever. Like I had someone come up, a friend of mine who I had made out with. My girlfriend was like, how do you know this person? And I was like, basically, like, what have you? Basically, got to the point where she's like, have you made out with that person? Like, like what's going on?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that happened. But nothing, and then you get into the story. But like, sometimes people get a vibe from people.
Yeah. And that's worse, I think, because then it feels like you don't know something, like, and someone's keeping something from you.
Yeah.
But I think your girlfriend just asking you straight up, like, that's the way to handle it. But not everyone's so mature. Instead, they start to get a complex and they're like,
for sure.
They don't know the vibe that they're getting. So they're like, maybe it's something that's going to happen in the future vibe, not something that was in the past.
Yeah. And also, like, women also are more in tune to that stuff. I think guys I think it's harder for a woman to tell a guy. Like, for me to tell a woman, I go, like, she kind of was like, is that? And I'm like, yeah, we had a thing, but nothing ever happened. And, now we're not hanging out with that person as much. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
And that becomes like, how do you figure out your scheduling and stuff? But at the same time, for a guy, I understand why she's worried about this, because guys don't really have that sense. You know, I think telling us is fine, but at the same time, we're not going, so what's, like, we're not even asking questions about these people.
You see her walk down the aisle with this guy and you're like, oh, she looks so beautiful. Whereas a girl sees her man walking down the aisle with an eligible single woman and it's like, wait, they've known each other for a while. Like, they're both like, cute. Has something ever happened?
Yeah, and that's what makes it hard to tell a guy, because a guy's like, well, I'm the only penis that's ever existed. So why wouldn't, me? I mean, who? There are no other men in this world. You know, and that's kind of a hard thing to like deal with, because you're like, well, there was that other guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then I don't think guys get as offended, but it's just hard to break through that plexiglass of ego.
I would agree.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. We're here with Jackie Oshry at Jackie O Problems, the morning toast, every single day. Fuck Football Sunday.
Okay.
Hey, Jared, Shelby, and guest. I'm a second-time emailer, and your previous advice to my question about going from long distance to moving in together was super helpful. Okay, so you're back. My question today is, how do I get my boyfriend to give me the time of day on a Sunday? He's a huge football fan and watches all the games. When he does, I can barely get his attention to ask him a question. A few times I've lured him into spending time with me by putting sex on the table, which usually works. But every time we're done, I'll be enjoying a post-sex cuddle for maybe 3 minutes before he'll say, would you mind if I go back to the game, babe? Oh, that's romantic.
Sweet.
It's just like, game time.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
Yeah, just I just love the idea of that bell ringing the end of the game, like you're just having sex. You're like, game time.
Maybe she should clip that and just play it, so he can know how ridiculous it is when he says that.
It is ridiculous. Oh, that was fun. Thanks, babe. A few times, would you mind if we go back to the game, babe? We both have our own separate interests, and I'm glad that he enjoys his football so much, but I don't know how to tell him that it hurts my feelings to come second place to football every dang Sunday, especially when the Sunday scaries are hitting hard. Thanks so much for all that you do. P.S. I would love a celeb lookalike if Shelby's around and up for it. So Shelby has a keen knack for figuring out what celebrities the listeners look like.
Okay.
So here's a picture. She's very pretty. If you could scroll down.
I'm already seeing Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Okay, that's not like totally off.
Do you see it? Jackie?
I see-ish Vanessa Hudgens, like maybe 10% Vanessa Hudgens.
I have Jessica Alba a little bit. Not Alba, no. What's the one that used to date, or that's with Justin Timberlake?
Jessica Biel.
Turn your screen brightness up.
Turn the screen brightness on. Do you have any thoughts on a lookalike?
I honestly don't.
She's very pretty. What do you think about her football
You know what?
scenario?
Maybe a little Claire Danes is what I see.
Okay.
What do I think about her football situation? Honestly, I cannot relate. If I were her, I would completely enjoy having a day to myself in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like as a wife, I would enjoy and I do enjoy when my man's like watching football. He's out of the house or he's in the house. Like great, I get to do my own thing and watch my own stuff.
Yeah.
And even when we were dating, like we always took Sundays off just because it's the day of rest, you know? And I don't think you should see everyone every single day. I think 6 out of 7 days is enough. And like if he wants to watch football, that's great. It gives me the time to do all the things that I want to do too. Like she has interests too. And
I'm with you.
I just think I don't understand the problem.
To me, it's a scheduling issue. She needs to realize that like that's what he likes to do.
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe you guys are a Saturday hangout. Mm-hmm. Maybe you have to, and I'm not saying like football trumps your relationship. What I'm saying is this is something you know matters to him. Mm-hmm. Okay? There are things that matter to you as well. He should know when to back off. Like when you say, like when you're sitting there and like just like an apron, like yoo-hoo, and like trying to get him away from the game.
Yeah.
It's like, of course you're going to be made to feel less than when he's like, gotta go, like that's gonna, and so you're almost setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, to be disappointed. I think you need to like look at the situation differently and be like, wow, I don't know how long football's on, 6 hours to myself.
Sure.
Like, what do I want to accomplish? What do I want to do that I can't do in front of my boyfriend?
Have fun with the boys. Have fun doing the football thing. I'm gonna be doing me.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing: she might be thinking like, well, then when do we hang out?
There's
if you're
6
having
other
trouble
days.
finding time to be together, then he's not making effort otherwise. Like
Yeah.
you have to be a little bit more honest. Like she says they live together. Like you obviously live with your husband. So
Right.
when you like, how do you split up? Like, are there times that you're like, tonight's the night we do something together? Like how do you figure out that scheduling, or is it less said?
It's less said because we live together, and when we're both, it's easy to make time for each other. But there are definitely times when he's busy, I'm busy, and we are kind of like passing ships for a few days, and we'll take the time to be like, okay, we're gonna have dinner together tonight. I just think it's really a personality thing, and for me, I do living with someone, it makes me cherish my alone time.
Yeah.
So when I get that, I don't think of it as a negative thing.
I think also like I get into this argument with my girlfriend where, like, especially during The Bachelor, like I live scream The Bachelor, and I'm sitting there screaming at the TV, and she's next to me, and like, I'm happy she's there. But then there's a moment in every show where I'm like, she's like, is this done yet? When do we hang out?
Yeah.
And you kind of lose yourself. You're like, oh, I should probably get off of this phone now, know?
Right.
And like, that's a different thing than, hey, like, but she also understands like The Bachelor is what I'm doing. That's my Monday night.
Yeah.
So it's like, she knows, but when it's done, if I'm still looking at how many likes my post got, she then can go, well, what's going on? You're done with that now.
Right. You did what you had to do, and now
it's time to,
put it away. Also, I feel like advice for her, if she's not one of those people who likes to be alone and does want to be with her boyfriend all the time, get into football. That's what he likes.
Yeah.
Like, try it out.
We are sponsored, people. Third Love. I love Third Love. Listen. I know I don't wear a bra, but I do understand how hard it is to find a good fit. I'm a short-torsoed, wide-shouldered man. And Third Love sounds like the perfect solution to a problem that a lot of people have, finding the right fit, and this is for your bra. So Third Love does bras differently. They believe that every woman deserves to feel comfortable and confident every day. With the right kind of support, they help her do this. The bras are designed to fit you, not the other way around. With measurements from millions of women, their bra styles are made to fit your life. They have over 80 bra sizes, but know that only one that matters is yours. So you do the Fit Finder quiz. You answer a few questions to find your perfect fit in 60 seconds. Over 15 million women have taken the quiz to date. So you know it's got the stats. It knows you. You're closer to 15 million than you are to your friend that has a couple of bras. So you get a perfect fit promise. Every customer has 60 days to wear it, wash it, put it to the test, and if you don't love it, return it. Third Love will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. So there's no waste here. Someone's getting a really great bra. So listen, I want you to go check it out, and I want to give you some free money so you can try out something and be a little bit... Listen, if you're uncomfortable in your bra right now, go check it out. There's no reason not to. And use my code to get some free money. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they're offering my listeners 15% off. That's 15. 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/JTrain now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/JTrain for 15% off today.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with @JackieOProblems, Jackie Oshry. I just got this email.
Okay.
It says, read with Jackie.
Okay.
Did you post that you were here?
I said it on the show today, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is specifically for you. I haven't read it yet.
Okay, cool.
If this is like crazy fan mail, we're going to find out right now. But it says, in full caps, read with Jackie.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay. So, Papa JT, Classic Shelb, and hopefully Jackie. Let me start by saying I'm a huge fan of all things JTrain and Morning Toast. I paused the Morning Toast to write this email as soon as I heard Jackie was recording with you today. Jared, I'm obsessed with your Bachelor live streams. Please keep them up. Okay, here's my question. Here are my questions.
Okay.
If a guy is single and in his 40s with no ex-wife or children, is he just a forever playboy?
Maybe not forever, but he's been a playboy up until this point. Maybe he's ready to settle down, but to me, like, in your 40s, single, no kids, no ex-wife is a major red flag.
Yeah, I think, like, listen, it's always the case until it's not.
Yeah.
You know, like someone could say, you know, like I'm 32 4, and someone could have said that to my girlfriend, like, oh, he's got a dating podcast and all he talks about is dating and dating apps and he gives advice on that, so that's all he wants to do forever. Like, someone could have said that to her. So everything's true until it's not. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm not saying to count on the exception, but I agree with you.
Exception makes bad law. So I would tell her, I would love for that to be the case. What has he been doing for the last 20 years? Has he had really serious relationships? I need more of the history, but I think generally speaking, it's strange.
I would be unafraid of asking about the history.
Yeah, but maybe he's been on a remote job location for the last 10 years.
Knows?
You never know.
Maybe he had a long-time girlfriend. Maybe his job, exactly like you said, that was what he did. He's like, I built a company, and now I'm finally, delegating responsibilities, and now I have time to... You don't know.
You don't know.
But here's the thing. Don't believe in the exception. So when you're dating this guy... Don't believe in the lies he's telling you or the things he's telling you just because he says it's different. Don't believe I just get so busy. And when a guy like this will go, a lot of times women will let guys off the hook. They'll go, well, he just has he just doesn't notice these things. Everyone notices everything. So, he's just not good at texting me. He's not good at making a date. Well, you need to say to him, hey, I want a date.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with your standard and not mess with that standard just because of his past.
Yes, agreed. Don't make assumptions about him, but also don't be afraid to ask questions and tell him what you want.
Can something work with a guy a second time around? For context, I'm 20. Oh, we're getting more to the story that makes me think this isn't going to work out. For context, I'm 27 and this guy is 40. We tried dating around the holidays last year. Jared's wise wisdom of always beware of holidays and vacations stood true. I say beware of holidays and vacations because it's usually, if you're trying to get back together, it's always a good excuse to create space and then break up.
Oh, yeah.
So, after Christmas this year, he texted asking how my holiday... So this is last year. We started dating around the holidays last year, so let's call that 2018.
Okay.
And then after Christmas this year, 2019, he texted asking how my holiday was. We've seen each other twice and have texted every day. We haven't really talked about what happened last time and why it didn't work out. Can things change, or is he just coming back to something because it's quote-unquote easy? Thanks in advance. She wants a celeb lookalike. She's very cute. I'll give this picture up for the audience.
Oh, she's so cute.
Very cute. Wearing a beanie by the sea.
I'm going to say Jade from The Bachelor.
Oh.
Look close at the face. I don't get distracted by the hair color.
Okay. Shelby's going to look at it. What do you think about her second part of the question? Does it change the original? The original advice stands to me, but it also stands for
more firm in now what she's saying. This is fuckboy behavior, and a 40-year-old fuckboy, that's exactly what he is. I feel like them seeing each other 2 times since Christmas and texting every day, red flag. You shouldn't text someone. You shouldn't communicate with someone more digitally than you do in person.
Yeah.
Digital, texting, it's supposed to supplement everything else, but it's not supposed to be the main thing.
Yeah. Effort is in the feet, not the hands.
Yes.
It's, I'm with you. This doesn't feel right. I don't, I understand. I'm not going to tell her, shoo him away. He's a fuckboy. Get rid of him. If I'm her, she needs to start being a little more honest with him.
Yeah.
Because she's she writes, can things change? Or no. We haven't really talked about what happened last time. How is that possible?
Yeah.
How have you gone out with him twice and texted every day without mentioning, hey, you disappeared in 2018?
Yeah.
2019, you disappeared until the last week of the year.
Yeah.
What's up?
He sounds like textbook holiday opportunist.
Yeah. It sounds like you know what this feels like, and this happens all the time, is it's the end of the night, and it's the end of cuffing season.
Yep.
He didn't find anyone to cuff, and he's like, let me find someone without a dance partner.
Yeah.
It's the end of the school dance, and he needs someone to kiss, and you were sitting there by the basketball hoop having punch.
Yep.
And he was like, there it is. She's cute. She's cool. We have a past. She said yes before. She'll say yes again.
Yeah.
So my advice to you is to stop trying to lose something you don't. Stop trying to keep something you never had.
Yeah.
because right now she's afraid to say the things that are on her mind. Hey, I would be like, hey, I would even text him, hey, this has been a lot of fun. I actually enjoy seeing you. You disappeared once before. I'm not going to put a lot of effort into this because I don't want to get let down again. If you want to take me out, I'm down for it. If you want to explain what happened before, that's kind of what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
That's the only way. And so, I don't like to say to someone, like, get out of my life. I understand. Like, I agree with you. I think this isn't going to work out.
I'm so quick to the get out of my life. Like,
I know.
And
you're right, Fred. I don't think you're wrong. I think it's just so hard to take the advice when it's like,
it's difficult. Like, your
difficult.
emotions are involved. You obviously like this person, and it's not what you want to hear. But, like, I'm a cold turkey queen.
Yeah, she right now, we both agree she's not doing this correctly.
No, and that every sign points towards, like, this ain't it, sis.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Jackie O Problems. Go follow. The Morning Toast every single morning. Go get involved. Caught red-handed.
Ooh.
Jared, love the show. Told all my friends. Got a few to listen.
She looked like Robin Wright to me.
Robin Wright.
Ooh.
I see that.
I see that too.
Classic show.
Thank you.
Nails another one. Anyways, I've been seeing this guy since May, and he didn't have a Twitter or Instagram. Okay, so the month is January. She's been seeing this guy since May. He didn't have a Twitter or Instagram, only Facebook, and rarely used a Snapchat. I did a deep dive and found a really old Twitter account which hadn't been used in years and no Insta. Anyways, I was being a detective and found that he has been super active on Twitter and created an Instagram account in October. He hasn't told me. I've seen what I've seen and I can't forget it. I feel like he's a liar and it doesn't sit well with me. How do I bring it up in a non-too confrontational way? Please help. I like him, but this is weird. It might be a deal breaker depending on how he responds.
Yeah, I think bring it up, see how he responds. But on the one hand, I'm like, okay, this is shady. On the other hand, I feel like guys aren't as invested in social media as women are. So he might have made an Instagram and like not thought that was an important development.
I don't know. I disagree.
I feel, and I actually I feel better about guys who are not invested in social media. Like, if you told me he didn't have a Twitter and Instagram, like, that to me is green flags all the way. You know, and I think it would depend, like, what he's posting, who he's following, what is the use of this Instagram. Like, is he following a lot of women? Does he post or does he not post? Like,
but here's the thing. I agree with what you're saying. Not having social media, not that big a deal.
And also not, like, taking stock in social media, having like a weird Instagram that you don't post on is actually, I think, an attractive quality.
Listen, my girlfriend, very not social media heavy. Not posting a lot at all. Locked up. Wasn't a lot to see when I met her. Great. Not here nor there. But we have to admit to the part social media plays in our lives. Your grandparents doesn't play a lot in their lives. But us, things have changed. And for someone to say they don't have it, that is now who they are to you. Mm-hmm. That's the same as saying I don't have a wife.
Like, and then you get a wife and you don't tell your girlfriend.
Yeah. This is the same to me. Like I think this is an issue.
Okay.
Like, it's one thing to go, and this is degrees. It's shades of gray. Because if it starts as, I hate social media, then you find an account. Now it's like, what?
Yeah.
What made you love it? I don't even know you. And then what if it's, I never really got into it. And then all of a sudden you're into it? Like, there has to be a progress where you, especially if you're dating someone, you know what, I actually downloaded an Instagram. I
guess it depends, like, how serious they are. Are their boyfriend, girlfriend, like, exclusive? Then, yeah. I mean, you're spending enough time with someone that, like, that would come up, that you made an Instagram.
But this is something I would know about someone I've just banged once. Like, if I went home with someone, and, like, if I had a one-night stand with someone, and I was like, and we exchanged information, and then I was like, and then we started texting after the hookup, and I was like, boy, no social media. I would I'd make a joke out of it. Yeah. No social media? No, I'm not into it. All right. Now you're no social media person.
Okay.
Like, that's who you are to me. Like, and they don't, like, all your friends, when you go to introduce, you go, I'm seeing this guy. What's his Instagram? Let's look him up. Oh, he doesn't have one. Really? Why doesn't he have one? This is a part of the conversation with everyone you meet in your entire life. So for this guy to think that it's not an important thing that you're seeing. She claims she's seeing. This is bizarre.
I guess it is on its face bizarre. I just like to play devil's advocate. And to me, I feel like there could be explanations. Like maybe he got a new job and now social media is a part of his job. There are so many people who aren't on social media because it has absolutely nothing to do. And like they just never got into it. So I think there could be an explanation. I know it doesn't look good or sound good and it's a weird thing. But I would just ask.
I'm not saying to walk away from it. I agree with you. She's got it. But I'm trying to just get across the
severity of the issue.
The severity. Because here's the thing. Social media is the place where people get to be blissfully naive. They get to go, oh, I don't notice likes. Yes, you do. I don't know who watches my story. Yes, you do. I don't know. Everyone, the way you feel is the way a person across the aisle feels from you. So, like, we're all 10% away from each other. So if you notice your likes this much, they're within 10% of that much. So, like, I think it's easy for him to go, oh, yeah. Like she said, and also weirder is that he started a Twitter and an Instagram, and now he's super active on Twitter. What's he talking about on there?
Yeah.
What is he? Twitter's weirder to me than Instagram.
100%.
You know? Like, is that where he puts down his, like, weird thoughts? Like,
or is he someone who's on Twitter to follow a bunch of people and has never tweeted? That's something that people do, like as a news source.
Totally. We need to know, though.
Yeah.
And you need to know.
And you need to ask.
This is as much about, this is like not knowing about their other family to me.
Okay.
So what I would do is be like, hey, I was online. I started searching around, and I saw you have an account. I thought you didn't have an account. Not accusatory, not just like, I saw you had an account. I didn't know. I thought you weren't on this stuff. Like, just in the way that you would talk to a friend who all of a sudden you found on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then gauge his answer. Let's see how weird he gets. He either goes, like, the response that I would want is, you know what? I started fooling around with it, and I was having a good time. I'm following all these news sites, and I follow sports, and I respond to people that like these like NFL people I really enjoy. That would be like the answer I want. If he goes, why are you looking for my Instagram? Like if he gets weird, even if here's a scenario that I'd be okay with too. Yeah, you know what? I know this is weird. My friend showed me this model he follows, and I thought she was hot. So I just downloaded Instagram, so I've been following hot models. Like, if he admitted to that, I'd go...
If he was honest, then I think it's okay, too. And also, it's like, if that were the case, if he's on it to follow models, like, he wouldn't have told her when he downloaded it.
Of course.
And
he's like, I was a little embarrassed, but it's kind of like my, like, if even that, as dirty and gross as it sounds, at least... It's a humanizing moment.
Right. And at least he's being honest. I think anything that he says that like is truthful, I think it's okay. But if he starts to get like weird about it and try to like cover and like deflect, then he's hiding something.
Because the internet is the place where you can deflect, where you can be naive, where you can go, where you can be your weird self. And that's the thing about all this stuff, like the internet stuff, like why it is a part of the pie chart of who you're meeting is like, that's their friends, that's their interests, that's their fetishes, like that all is wrapped into one social media thing. And I know this is all weird to talk about and admit to, but if you're seeing someone, I would want to know them for both their internet and their real life person.
Exactly.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Jackie O, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. I hope my advice was helpful.
I think you were very helpful. I think everyone needs to follow you if they don't already.
I agree.
At Jackie O Problems. The Morning Toast, fantastic show. I love the way you guys do it. I love the look. I'm a fan. So all of you guys go listen and watch The Morning Toast. And Jackie O Flow, the Instagram princess. I want to send you some pictures.
Yeah, send me some pictures. I think I might just change her.
I'm going to take you up on that.
Okay, cool.
Shelby, thank you for popping on.
Thanks for having me.
At Classic Shelb on Twitter and Instagram. We're going to let Jackie O go. She's got to get going. We're going to do some news. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Sweet. Right. Thank you.
We are sponsored, people. Quip. I love Quip, okay? Quip, makers of the Quip electric toothbrush, wants you to know the one single discovery that matters most for your dental care. It's simply this, that if you have good habits, you're good. So here's what Quip does, and I'll speak to this because I'm a Quip user. I am brushing longer and more thoroughly than I ever have in my life. And because you say, oh, I'm going to get on the ground right now. I want you to get on the ground right now and do 2 minutes of push-ups. Do in your mind what you think 2 minutes of push-ups are. And get up. And you're going to see you've done 10 seconds. That's the truth. That's how we all operate. Maybe you did 15. But the same goes for brushing your teeth. They say, oh, you got to do 2 minutes, and you go to do it, and you go, yeah, I did 2 minutes, and then you look at the clock, and it's been 30 seconds. Quip has 30-second pulses. So every 30 seconds, you can do the left, downstairs on the left side, upstairs on the left side, upstairs on the right side, downstairs on the right side. And you can get 30-second pulses to know that you're doing the time. It keeps you honest. And, the first couple weeks for me, they were hard. I'm not going to lie to you. But as I got more and more into it, and as I did it more and more, it became normal. And now I'm brushing my teeth, and I actually have clean teeth, and things are looking better for me. So that's what you get with Quip, plus delivered straight to your door. You never have to wait in the line at CVS and Walmart and Walgreens, all that stuff. Make the mailman work for you. And if you go to getquip.com/JTrain right now, you'll get your first refill free. That's free money, people. That's your first refill free at getquip.com/JTrain. That's GETQUIP.com/JTrain. Quip, the good habits company.
And we are back. We're going to let's do some news, Shelby.
Let's do it.
Jackie was such a fantastic guest. She had to get going, and I fucked up on time, so that's on me. But I'm pumped she came on. Let's do some news.
So they put together a list at considerable.com.
Okay. These websites, where are we even find? Like, there are sites that like, and then if they write, it's funny that like in this internet age, if they write the right title, then the site gets referenced like it's the New York Times. So it's like considerable.com had most like and the 10 most beautiful dumps taken in 2019 as rated by considerable.com. Like it's like you just have to fight if you ride the algorithm wave right. Now we're referencing but go on.
Considerable.com put a list together of skills that are now obsolete that we learned as like a kid.
Okay, so skills that you don't need anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hear
people that might be going into college now, a little younger, that are like these are.
I feel like personality and charm.
Oh, that's it.
Those two are gone now that you have Tinder, Bumble, and Instagram, and DMs, and Facebook.
OkCupid, and every and this and that.
You don't have to have any charm, no personality. You can just figure out what someone else has written in the past to sound cool on those apps.
I'll just do what that guy's TikTok does.
Yeah. I'll just say pizza. I like pizza.
Have you heard of The Office? Yes, I have.
That's what she said. Want to go out?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Guess this is dating now.
Yeah, this is dating now.
The skill, reading and writing in cursive.
Yeah, the cursive thing. Well, I guess you only need to know the cursive that is your signature.
Or do you? I mean, how often you sign in contracts?
I mean, I sign... I guess now that they have the e-signature and it just does it for you. You ever do that where you type in your name and then it writes it out a signature better than you've ever written it?
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I do have a beautiful penmanship.
I always get caught up in the cursive Z when we were learning, and I went, "This is ridiculous."
Could you do it right now?
What?
Could you do a cursive Z right now?
No way.
I don't think I could either. I would do what Billy Madison does in Billy Madison. Rarudo. I would do that. Like, now I'm thinking, I don't know the Z. I know. Is there any other letters I don't know?
There's some weird one. The uppercase S is like a racetrack. It's a whole thing.
The uppercase S, never understood it. But now when at the time I was like, oh, it's just a guy with a small head and a big belly. But now I do see what they mean. Like, I do get. Was the whole point of cursive like I don't want to take my pen off the paper? Is that what it was?
You get your quill. It's like, well, they've learned this for hundreds of years. We shouldn't just stop it now that we've got a Bic.
I guess it does. Like, if anyone's sitting there being like, we don't even learn cursive anymore, like, is that person exist?
Probably an elderly person just pissed about a lot of things.
At that point, I would have to look at that person and be like, yeah, we don't use quills. You idiot.
Get a life, Agnes.
You gotta start that drop.
Piss off, Agnes.
Get a life, Agnes. All right, let's go to the next story.
The skill. Oh, the next skill.
Oh, what's the next skill?
Dialing a rotary phone.
You know, I would like to just... I'd never have I've never dialed a rotary phone.
But, like, could you? There was a video...
Is that a skill? If someone said that was their skill, I would go... you suck at everything.
There's a video. They gave like 2 teens, like 18, a rotary phone. They're like, dial this number, and they were like picking it up and looking at it like they were like cavemen.
I kind of understand that. Wasn't there a TV show where they like would give them an object, and I think it was called The Liars Club. It was a game show where they would give an object, and 3 people had to speak like they knew what the object was. And you'd be like, oh, yeah. So it would be funny to watch The Liars Club, but with teenagers, with people explaining what a rotary phone is, like in fake terms. There you go, producers who listen to the show. What's the third one?
Another skill, balancing a checkbook. That seemed like, as a kid, like... That's it. If I had to put an image of my head of an adult, it would be, I'm going to balance my checkbook.
Having the checkbook to balance. Even the idea that in your wallet or in your pocket, there was this ledger to remind yourself of how much money you had is crazy. Like, I guess that's pre-receipt.
I was just, I get the money. Oh, that's good. And I can buy things. Wait, I have to, like... add this all up and on a Sunday and just be looking at these long things. Good thing we have apps now.
I mean, that is one of those things though that disconnects us from money. Like that's actually a bad one to have lost, because now you're like, oh, it's the credit card. It's $30. Who cares? Uber. You know, the more we get away from money, the less. You know, it feels like we kind of care about money, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well, you know, I put in my $12 on Seamless is different than handing a guy a $12.
It's so much different. $12, handing someone $12 in cash, you might as well be handing them $17,000.
Yeah, I can't
do this.
I can't.
And then it's like over Seamless, you're like, add another side. Who gives a damn? What's another one?
Another one here. This is a pretty good one. Remembering phone numbers.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they used to do. But that's not a skill.
These aren't skills. These are just things you don't have to do anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, people who are good at these things, I don't think they were doing automatically well in life. Like, like, this wasn't things they would put on their dating app if there was a dating app. Oh, you know what I'm good at? Balancing a checkbook.
Using stamps.
Yeah. Balance a checkbook. You know, that rotary phone, I'm pretty good at dialing. Oh, cool. Get a fuck away from me. You know, like, I don't need you.
Here's another story where we do celeb lookalikes. There's some celeb beef over lookalikes in the world today.
Okay.
Have you heard of the show Sex Education?
So, I only know it because it's on Netflix, and I've seen like people have made fun of it because it's an easy thing to take a picture of, and then didn't it say like sex education, and people were like, oh, I don't need to be educated, like people making that joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, one of the stars of it, actress Emma Mackey.
Okay, Emma Mackey.
Has a slight resemblance to the more famous actress Margot Robbie.
Okay, so let's look up Emma Mackey. Mm-hmm. And let's look up Margot. I mean, on the things to be compared to, but I mean, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
if that's who you're being compared to, they do look alike. But it looks like Emma Mackey does more changing of her hair. It looks like Margot Robbie has etched out the blonde corner of this ring, and this girl Emma Mackey does a little different stuff.
I've also heard from the movie Hide and Seek, name is Samara Weaving. I've heard people say she also looks like Margot Robbie. Like, does everybody from Australia look like...
Oh, is this girl Emma Mackey from Australia?
I think so. Maybe two of them are, but they're all as... Do you all just look like one person down there?
That's the brand they make.
But now...
the star of Netflix's Sex Education, Emma Mackey, told The Independent that she wishes people would stop comparing her.
She said, I generally just don't see it at all, but it's fine. I wish people would stop comparing. Like, it's lovely to be compared to Margot Robbie, but mostly I'd rather people focus on the jobs that we're both doing rather than what we look like.
Wow, this is where... Come on, Emma. Live in reality. This is like one of those things where they're like, people just ignore being hot to tell you how hard things are. Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's no hot homeless. Okay? So, there is such a thing as hot privilege, and this is what she's trying to ward against. And I do understand what she's saying. She's like, well, a beautiful man unfairly gets looked at for being a beautiful man, too. So, I understand what she's saying, and this is what happens in the flag waving world we live in. Because she comes out and says, I don't want to be, let's look at the work. And it's like, yeah, the work is had because you're beautiful too. Like, that's part of why you have the work.
True.
And you might be a fantastic actress, but there's a lot of fantastic actresses that don't look like Margot Robbie that they're like, they don't want her in their movie.
Yeah, well, do you think it's kind of like, hey, I'm trying to get some more roles for myself here? That what if the number one selling, he does arenas look just like you, and every time people are like, you look like so and so, you'd be like, well, I'm trying. Thanks for the compliment, but I'm trying to do my own shit here.
I would be annoyed, but quietly annoyed.
Yeah.
I think the route of let's take a look at the work is the route to me that I agree with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But the route of okay, let's get Twitter on my side. That's kind of like what she's going for. She's like, I'm going to it's almost like to me these are social justice shields. So someone's like, hey, I got a problem. I need more work. Okay. People keep comparing me to Margot Robbie. And first of all, what a nice comparison. I would love to be compared to Margot Robbie. But she's like, okay, I got this issue. Every time I want to get a job, someone's like, oh, we're not looking for a Margot Robbie type. Yeah. And I lose the job. Okay, how do I get away from that? So her incentive is more work. How do I get around this issue? Well, let's get Twitter to call everyone a misogynist who says I look like Margot Robbie.
Yeah, you're pitting women's looks against each other.
Exactly, and it's like that may be the societal truth and unfairness of the world that we live in, but it's also what gets you ahead a little bit. It works. It's gravity. It works in all directions.
Yeah. Fucked up.
Stop telling me I look like Benicio del Toro. Stop it, everybody. Like, what if I just invented a lookalike for myself?
I will, yeah.
A hot lookalike. Guys, stop it. This is a way to actually make yourself sound hotter, too.
All right, I don't look like...
Enough with the...
You'd post in a picture of you, the you guy. I'm not, this isn't me.
This isn't me. I'm not in you. Stop it.
I don't think...
Please.
Did anybody wonder that?
This is a good way. I wish you guys would stop pitting our looks against each other. I'm just a simple comedian who wants a couple roles. Shelby, thank you for bringing the news.
Thanks for having me.
At Classic Shelb on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. I am Jared Freid. I want to let you guys know, I did in the beginning of the show, we're going to put a thing on the beginning of the show too. I'm going to be in Spokane. Is it Spokane or Spokane?
I think it's either.
Spokane? James came in hard with the Spokane. It's either. I'm going to be there for one show. That is the 30th of January. I'm going to be there January 30th for one show, a Thursday night. If you'd like to come on out. It's a late addition to my calendar. Otherwise, Nashville, San Diego, Laugh Boston, and the big Gotham weekend. So Spokane this week, Thursday night, the 30th. And we'll be back next episode. Boom.